AskReddit by late Cicada 6740. What's a massive scandal controversy that people seem to have forgotten about? The FBI knew the pedophile Larry Nassar was molesting child gymnasts and allowed him to continue for years. They went so far as to falsify the testimony of the victims. No one at the FBI has been punished. Nassar was sentenced in 2017. Why the fuck does the FBI keep covering up for pedophiles? This just happened like weeks ago, but I feel like it's already vanished. But does everyone remember that the former PM of Japan was just shot dead in the streets? I mean, I know he wasn't the most loved politician, but still shit's nuts on so many levels. The Nick Mayor's wife misplaced a whole lot of money and nobody seems to care. Edit. Warren Wilhelm, more commonly known as Bill de Blasio, appointed his wife, who then proceeded to lose $850 million. Edit 2. https://en.m.wikipedea.org/wiki/Chirlane_mccray. It's only $850 million. Anyone could have misplaced that. Assassination of Haiti's president. Shoot, the stories behind it are so wild. A Florida pastor was accused of orchestrating the assassination. Some of the assassins were Instagramming their way as if on vacation all the way to the Dominican Republic. Gangs took over the country in the interim. The new president refusing really any real investigation. Just a crazy weird mess. A lot of people seem to simply overlook the fact that Chris Brown beat the shit out of Rihanna. Nerdles. Except it wasn't forgotten about. Nobody cared to begin with. Nerdles are these tiny little plastic beads that companies buy as a raw material to melt down to make plastic products. If you were making plastic toys, you might buy bags of plastic nerdles to melt down for your molds. Anyway, some cargo containers full of these were lost from a ship and dumped into the Gulf Coast. It created an ecological microplastic disaster that is impossible to even attempt to clean up. Nobody really go into trouble for it. So, after googling, I find that it's apparently even more common than I thought. https://www.vox.com/recode/2305625/nerdles-plastic-pollution-ocean-microplastics. https://www.nola.com/news/article_8207104C-111B-85C-93B2793068D5.html. Not an overtly public or well-known scandal, but where the fuck is Shirley Miscavige? And why is no one actively investigating her disappearance? No, it's cool, the cops talked to David and he said she was fine. Those Turpin siblings that escaped being chained to their beds by their shitty parents? Happy ending, right? Yeah, no. Turns out their foster parents ended up abusing them even worse, and now a bunch of them are suing. Edited to I'm not American, and this update did not make international news at all. Nobody I've spoken to about this knew of the update. Right? And they can't get the money that was donated for them. One of them applied to get some of the money for a bicycle and was denied. Ticketmaster buying their own tickets to scalp out at thousands of dollars. This is actually worse than you say. There's a whole conspiracy going on by promoters, venues, artists, and Ticketmaster to raise the prices while not making anyone but Ticketmaster look bad. Currently ongoing, but nobody is saying shit. The Hyundai plant in Alabama has employed 50 underage workers. Some of them are as young as 12 years old. They have these kids working shifts around the clock. Crazy that this hasn't made a much bigger splash. Wait, what? How are they getting away with that? Recycling. You'd be amazed and disgusted at how much stuff you think you are recycling that your municipalities are shipping off to other countries just so they can dump it in the ocean for you. We know this is happening too, but because we're disconnected from it we just ignore it. Edit, a word. Also edit, wow, this blew up, and well after this post hit popularity. Thanks for awards, people. Call your local GOTA and push to have better programs in place. Ban single-use plastics. Email your fast food chains to turn their lids into drinkable lids, etc. So many plastic items cannot be recycled. Paper recycling works great. Plastic is as low as 5% in some places. Wells Fargo Bank opening BS accounts and submitting credit card applications on behalf of their customers, without their knowledge or consent. I'm actually a customer with them and have been for years, so for all I know they did that to me, but all I ever got was a couple emails about how they're really a good company with good people and that doesn't reflect their values or some such crap like that. I think they ended up firing a lot of people and executives who knew about it were fined millions of dollars. But I mean, if the practice went that high it must have been widely known. Edit, wow, thank you for the gold. This became one of my most popular comments ever, lol. Seriously look into moving to a credit union. Wells Fargo has so many examples of shady, unethical, and in some cases illegal business practices that go beyond the fake account scandal. https://financial.com/blog/investing/wells-fargo-scandals-timeline. I can't wrap my head around how they still have customers when there's so many alternatives to working with them. Airlines getting bailed out by taxpayers during crisis and with executives still taking huge bonuses. The quality of their line significantly deteriorated because they don't want to compress profit by paying more to hire more and expand flight offerings again to pre-pandemic levels. My favorite was when they took the money they were struggling so hard for and did mass stock buybacks. Love that when our money gets used for that instead of protecting fellow citizens' jobs. In 2016, South Korea had a political scandal in which the president Park Geun-hye was exposed for being manipulated, controlled by a cult called the Eight Goddesses Cabal. South Korea was literally being ruled by a cult. Park was impeached. The protests that came from that were unreal. It was like all of Seoul rose up. Best part was how it came to light through such a stupid mistake. MP pedophile dossier. A bunch of UK politicians were caught borrowing children for an orphanage for all the unspeakable things you can imagine. Another politician managed to weave himself into this circle consisting of around 20 members and took down names, dates, locations and victims. He then handed off this book to the Home Office, British CIA, who then handed it to the police, who then lost it. No action was taken. The case has been reopened 5 times since and each conclusion has always been we lost the book. And we're not going to investigate it ourselves because UHH. I think this circle is still going on and the police are being paid off to never investigate it. Which MP was this? And when was this? Boy George. He was jailed for 15 months for imprisoning a Norwegian male escort after a nude photo shoot, in what the judge called a premeditated, callous and humiliating assault. He basically tortured him. And now he hosts TV shows in Australia. Damn, I thought Boy George was dead. That McDonald's Monopoly sweepstakes? None of the big prize winning pieces ever made it to stores. The guy in charge of randomly putting them on cups and cartons after production kept them and gave them to friends, splitting the winnings. For years. The documentary about it is a good watch. There's one FBI agent who worked the case and he's hilarious. Edit. It's called McMillions and it's currently on HBO Max, Hulu and YouTube TV in the US. Lots of people asking the same thing and I don't feel like replying to everyone individually. DuPont, still active company, when producing Teflon dumped loads of bad chemicals into the water and Teflon was poisoning people all over the world, giving them 6 known types of cancer. They covered it up for decades. Crazy how evil some companies are. The family is weird as fuck too. Pierre Samuel DuPont, the founder of the family, encouraged cousin marriage to preserve the family's pure blood. They practiced this for decades and there are rumors that they still do to this day. Panama Papers proved that the rich and elite are hiding billions and everyone was just like meh. It's not that people are meh, it's that we literally cannot do anything to stop them. Only people in power could, but they are the ones who are doing it. That lady that ran over a kid in the UK but got away with it because she was married to the US diplomat. I remember this. Fuck that bitch. Did nothing ever happen to her? In the Philippines, the dictatorship and the extrajudicial killings as well as the corruption under the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos seem to be forgotten already. People here even elected his son as the president. From what I understand, kids in the Philippines are actively taught in school that the Marcos regime was really good for everyone. The BP oil spill. In like 2015 I drove by a packed BP and told my buddy wow BP is lucky everyone forgot and he said forgot what? Just watch the 30 Rock episode where Jack referred to it as BP lubricating the Gulf and getting vilified for it. Politicians cashing out for huge profits right before COVID was widely publicized and the stock market tanked. They made millions and millions as millions of people lost millions and their lives. I'm still pissed about it. I want them fired and damp. I want charges brought against them regardless of which side of the aisle they sit on. Cambridge Analytica. They used social media and social sciences to manipulate entire countries. They helped facilitate Brexit and cause a huge cultural divide in the US. I think it's new kind of warfare. That documentary was the single scariest thing I've ever seen, and I've seen some shit, and no one talks about it. Animal scandal in Berlin Zoo. In 2008 news surfaced that many of the zoo's animals may have been sold for slaughter. Green Party politician Claudia Hormerling, backed by several animal rights organizations, accused the zoo's director, Bernhard Blasiewicz, of delivering tigers to China to be killed for potency drugs and selling a pygmy hippopotamus and a family of Asiatic black bears for slaughter. Hormerling also said that more than 100 animals had disappeared from the zoo. Blasiewicz denied the allegations. How can hundreds of animals be missing, and you just deny it? What kind of response is that? Hey, asshole, your zoo is missing hundreds of animals. Nah. Okay, understandable. Have a good day. I still feel like Equifax got off way too easy. People should have been arrested. That breach was a direct result of negligence. Edit. Wow, this comment blew up. Thank you everyone. Same here. The more that came out about it, the more shameful the details. The absolutely massive amount of PPP money from COVID that was hoovered up by the rich and then vanished. Billions and billions were stolen and all laundered, and we will never know the extent. Deleted. This one blows my mind. I can't believe this practice continues in our modern era. My doctor can't tell my spouse anything about my health without my permission, but they can bring a student in to perform an unrelated, non-consensual exam while I am sedated? Seems like a monster truck-sized loophole in ethics and amp consent. Cole Malone got a kid pregnant. Damn, I had no idea. I just read about it. He impregnated a 13-year-old when he was 20 in college. He also impregnated another girl when they were both 17. She gave birth to twins. He settled paternity suits for all 3 kids, which exempted him from acknowledging he was the father. He didn't help raise them or played any part in their lives. In 2008, when banks got bailed out with our money and the CEOs got bonuses,